Hey everyone, it's me again. I'm sure you're getting sick of seeing my face, but today we have a really special guest from MHP, who are on Instagram as MHP Strong USA, I believe. Sorry if I've got that wrong. And I'm sorry for this pronunciation. We've got Nicolas Vullioud coming on, who is an IFBB pro. So I'm very, very excited to have him on the live with me today. So I'm just waiting for him to hop on. Sorry, Nicolas, if you're already watching. My pronunciation was dreadful. But yeah, so if you don't know MHP already, guys, they're tied together with Muscle Meds. Hopefully you'll recognise this branding. I've brought one of their products with me in here today. I've brought their Expel diuretic, which is really popular. If you don't know what a diuretic is, quite similar to a fat burner, just in that the primary function obviously is weight loss, but with a diuretic it's water loss. So this is a really powerful water loss formula. A lot of the pros will use it right before, on stage when they're getting ready with their prep, just to shed that last little bit of water to get the definition through. I can just see that Nicolas has requested with me in a second. I hope my signal's going to hold up for you guys. If not, I might have to turn the Wi-Fi off. Here he is. Hello, mate.
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Nice one. Thanks for joining me today. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Nice one.
Thank you.
If the signal goes, we might have to just I might have to just play with my signal, but it should be okay. How's your day going today, mate? What have you been up to?
I'm fine. I'm a little bit sick. Very chill day. I'm trying to stay relaxed, and yeah, that's it.
Nice. Okay, man. That sounds all right. Sounds right. Are you training today?
No, not today. I will train tomorrow. I try to get just one day off in the week, or 2 days off, and that's it.
Nice. I'm really sorry, mate. I am struggling with the signal, so just bear with me. I'm gonna see if I can. There we go. That should be better. Can you see me? Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Nice one. Cheers. Okay. Well, so we've got some questions. Obviously, we're a supplement brand, so we've got some supplement related questions for you, if you don't mind.
No.
So first of all, obviously MHP. What made you sign with MHP? Why did you choose them?
Yeah. First of all, this is an American brand, and I trust the American brand first, to be honest with you. And the thing is, I was already using the supplements from MHP before, so and I knew a little bit the reputation of Gerard Dente, and when I knew that he was coming back with the brand, I was very happy and excited, and that's probably one of the biggest also reason that makes me sign with the brand. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Brilliant. So what do you think is? I mean, obviously you like to use them yourself. What do you think is different about MHP? Is there anything that makes them different to the other supplement companies?
Well, I think the biggest problem today with the supplements brand is that they try to do many different type of supplements for the same thing, and that's a little bit confusing for people, not only, I mean, athletes, but for everyone. And MHP, they do something simple. I mean, they stay focused on one product, and they just do it well, you know. And they don't have like thousands of different BCA. I mean, they do BCA. You got a few flavors, and the product is good, and that's why I like it, because this is simple and effective.
Yeah, no, that's true. I do completely get what you mean. It can be confusing. So with the flavors, do you think do you like the flavorings of the aminos, for example? Do you think the flavors?
I like it. Yeah, I like it because it's not too there's not too much sugar inside, you know, and especially when you're prepping, sometimes if you take something with too much sugar, you just want to eat again and again, you know. So and I like it because it's just fresh, and yeah, that works really well with the workout. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Okay, so I mean, this kind of steps on the toes of the last question, but so how would you compare? I don't know. So say some of the products you use, how would you compare MHP products to some of the other leading brands?
If I mean in general, I would say they work with only not only bodybuilding. No, they work also with powerlifters. They work with different type of sport, and it proves that works and it's adapted to everyone. So a powerlifter can use them, a bodybuilder can use them, someone who's dancing can use them. So that's why that makes actually the biggest difference, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think a lot of people obviously feel that most supplements are just for bodybuilders.
Yeah.
I think it's important to let all kinds of athletes know that.
Yeah, and the brand help a lot of different athletes from different sport. That's why I like it too, because it's not only bodybuilding, that can also work for different sport as well.
Yeah, nice, cool, man. So I was hoping to find out a little bit more about maybe your training and the supplements that you use. Could you maybe take us through like the supplements that you're using at the moment?
Yeah, so as I said, I'm not prepping for any show now, so I stay very basic with the supplements. But I have one that I use all the time, every day. That's the BCA. I use them for my cardio. I usually do fasted cardio in the morning, so I try to use them before. I use them also for my workout, and yeah, just 5-10 grams. That's just enough, and that fits well with my training routine right now.
Yeah.
Usually I don't use a lot of pre-workout, but I like the Hyper Crush because you have immediately the pump when you start to work out, and I never felt this before with any other type of pre-workout. So that's a really good one, and I like so much the adrenaline drive. I don't know if you tried it before. You have to try it because it's like a candy, so you could eat like the whole package, but it's a very, I mean, you feel the energy, you feel the pump, you feel that your temperatures increase a lot. And I like it because immediately when you start to work out, you stay focused and you got immediately the right sensation. So I like it, and the flavor is really good as well. Yeah. So that's the 3 ones I use the most right now, I would say. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It depends on the period, of course.
Yeah. I think we have that here at PowerBody, so yeah, I'll definitely have to try that.
Yeah.
So you have that as a pre, yeah? You have that before your workout.
Yeah, that's just I think there are 150 grams of caffeine just for one pill. I mean one puff, and yeah, just 20 minutes, 30 minutes before, and then you feel the temperature, so that is really good. I like it.
Nice, yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, I'll have to give it a try. So what about in your prep? I mean, it must change depending on what you're prepping for, but what's your kind of supplement rundown for during your prep?
When I do fasted cardio, I always have the BCA glutamine, so that's I would say the basic combo. Yeah. And if I can have a good pre-workout like Hyper Crush or the Adrenal Drive, I use them, of course. And also after my workout, I try to get something very precise. When I'm in off season, I try to use the Dark Matter.
Okay.
MHP, that works pretty well because you got everything inside, protein, complex carbs, waxy maize as well, creatine. So that's pretty good combo for the off season. When I'm doing the pre-contest diet, I try to separate them because I need something very specific. So I usually don't take the creatine, but I stay with basic isolates and just basic carbs. So usually it's just in one meal. I take one meal, I mean, full meal, and with one protein isolate, and that's it.
Right. Okay. That's fun. Okay. So what about your training? So right now you're off season. What does your training look like at the moment?
So as I said, I try to get maybe 2 days off in the week, and just one session a day, because when I was prepping before, I was doing sometimes twice a day. So one session a day, and yeah, just I try to separate. I do each muscle once a week, so like chest, quads. I separate legs, so I do quads one day and hamstrings another day.
Okay. And
try to get one rest day in the middle of the week and another one during the weekend. Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's cool. You're Mr. Legs, aren't you? I've heard your legs are one of your strongest features, right?
Yes, maybe, yeah, probably since the beginning. Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
quads and hamstrings. Yeah.
So you like training legs the most, or?
I like it, but the thing is, I have actually very big issue with my knees since probably 3, 4 days now. 3, 4 years now, and
Really?
it's pretty hard sometimes to get good sensations because
Mm.
it's very painful. So, but I've always managed to find a way to work out, so that works pretty well.
Have you found the issue? Do you know the issue with your knees, or?
Yeah, it's arthrosis, so I just
Oh.
can't do anything about this. The thing is, I have very flat feet, and
Mm.
it's actually my knees who took the tension from the flat feet. So
Right.
yeah, just have to warm up for like 20, 30 minutes and starting slowly with the weights, and then I can do my workout, but I just have to be careful. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a shame, man. I'm sorry to hear that, but still very impressive to say you've got the legs you've got when you're struggling with your knee pain.
Yeah, but that's actually what I say to people when they text me. I said, even if you have some pain or if you get injured, you can always find a way to work out if you're smart. I mean, if you have some pain when you do some squat, just don't do squat. I mean, do
Mm.
maybe a leg press. Try to work around the pain, and
Mm.
that's what I do since the beginning.
Yeah. So is there anything you avoid personally, like maybe leg extensions or anything? Is there anything you avoid going heavy on or avoid altogether?
No, actually, that leg extension is the only one where I can go heavy without any problem because
Right.
my problem is when I'm standing. So when I do squat, leg press, when I have the pressure under my feet, I feel my knees. So leg extension is perfect. That's the exercise I use when I'm doing my warm up.
Great. Okay. So do you avoid? Do you not do squats at all, or you do them with lighter weights, or?
Free squat, not anymore. So I use sometimes the Smith machine, or I have very good hack squat in my gym, so I can use
Mm.
them. But I don't do any free squat anymore. So that's the proof you can build some legs even if you don't do any squat, because sometimes people they stay focused on the main movements like
Mm.
bench press for the chest, the deadlift for the back, and it's not necessary sometimes. So you can find a way to make it work. Yeah.
Mm. That's good to know because I think quite a lot of people struggle with knees on squats and things. So knowing that you can get results like yours without
Mm.
having to squat is good. That's good news.
Yeah.
Great.
Sure.
Um, so how would your training change? So as you move into your prep, in terms of, do you use like lighter weights and more reps? Does that not really change? It's more sessions per day.
So, well, first of all, people who know me, they know that I always use heavy weights,
Mm.
always, all the time. Um, Now, the only thing I try to change is the volume.
Mm.
Uh, in off season, I can do like 1, 2 hours without stopping with intense intensity, different system as well. And then when I start to prep, I try to reduce a bit the volume, especially at 6, 4 weeks out,
Mm.
because I have less strength also.
Sure.
And it depends also on the condition. If I'm ready, I just try to do the minimum, just to keep the condition, not to lose any muscle because the body is so much sensitive. So I just try to adapt myself. But I usually decrease the volume at 6, 5 weeks out. Yeah. But I keep the same heavy weights. Even at 2 weeks out, I can do a very heavy bench press. It's only, I would say, the 2, 3 previous day, before the show, where I really try to do something light just to
Mm.
build the muscle. But otherwise, it's still, yeah, always heavy. That's my mentality.
Nice. I like it. Yeah, fair play. So again, in your prep, are there any supplements you add in just for prep? Like, do you use any fat burners or diuretics or anything like that before shows? Or
I used the XPL from MHP. I used it during exactly that's one, and I had so many good, positive opinion on this.
mm.
I used it for my Olympia prep from last year, and this is very effective. And that it's also, that helps you to wake you up a bit if you get tired, and that works really well. If you combine this with the good nutrition, the result is here for sure. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah. sorry, I'm not entirely up on the scene like some of my colleagues here. I believe you won your weight category at the Olympia. Is that correct?
No, no, no.
Was it the juniors? No.
No, no. Do you mean what the Olympia last year?
Last time you competed.
Yeah, the 212 division.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did 11th. So I was at the 11th place.
Apologies.
And
Dude.
yeah. And yeah, that was my first experience. So that was
Yeah.
pretty good thing. I was very happy to be at least in to get a rank, you know, not
Yeah.
to go there and then to come back without having anything. So,
Yeah.
so I was happy. Yeah.
Did you enjoy the experience? Like, how did you feel being amongst the other athletes of that caliber?
This was very yeah. I mean, I was following people like Flex Lewis, Jose Raymond, a few years ago. So when you can step on stage next to these guys, this is incredible. So I was very happy and proud to be on stage next to these guys, and I can say again, a really big thanks to MHP because they helped me so much for the prep. Because last year I did only one show in Europe, in Portugal, and I was second. So it wasn't enough to get my qualification for the Olympia. So I had to do another one in Florida, in Tampa. And to be honest, I didn't have any money anymore. And MHP, they helped me so much for the trip, for everything, for the supplements. And if I've been able to step on the Olympia stage, that's I mean, thanks to MHP because they did a lot for me, and that's why I love this company because they care about the athletes for sure. Yeah.
That's good to know, man. I like that. So obviously you've got your IFBB Pro card. That's awesome. How did you find, you know, the road to getting the Pro card, and has much changed since you got your card?
Not really. I always say to people, I was a pro before having my pro card because I didn't change anything. You know, I was going to the gym, I was doing my cardio, I was working out. And when I got the pro card, it was just a step, a new step. But nothing really changed because I was doing the same after. I was still going to the gym, was still focused on my nutrition, on my workout. So nothing really changed. Now the difference maybe is with the federation. The Pro League is so much professional. I mean, you can see they really care about the athletes. They do everything to, I mean, yeah, they help you a lot. And that's way different than when you're amateur. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. And I suppose, I mean, did you find it? I mean, when you compete at that higher level, does it rock your nerves? Does it rattle you a little bit when you see the other guys, or are you just, you know, happy to be there and happy to compete?
I'm someone very chill, you know, so I never really show if I'm happy, stressed, or so I'm very relaxed. But thing is, that's very funny because when you do the weight in backstage, you feel that everyone is trying to compare the physique and to see the weak parts. And but this is, I mean, we are friends and rival at the same time. So the competition is on stage. Then when I go in backstage, everyone is happy to compete. So usually it's always very, I mean, the atmosphere is very positive usually. Yeah.
Excellent, man. That's good. I think that was all the questions that we had. We've got some questions from some of our followers that they wanted to ask. So I'll just read through a couple of those if you don't mind. So one person said, at the moment, they're, you know, very busy schedule. They're not managing to get many sessions in. And the main thing they're lacking is triceps. So if you had to pick one tricep exercise, you know, to fit into your workout, what would be your one selection?
I would take the French press. I don't know if
French press, okay, like this?
Yes,
Yeah.
because that works the long part of the triceps, and usually that's the thing you see the most when you hit the front double biceps, you know. So that's usually I mean, this exercise, I use it every time, usually, yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's the long head is the part that tends to dangle, right? When you have your arm out like this. So
Exactly.
makes your arm look larger. Okay, cool. That's good advice. So another thing was, okay, so what's your preferred cardio when you have to get your cardio in? What do you like to do?
I have the chance to live outside from the city, and so I have, I mean, a pretty nice place next to my house, so I can walk outside if I can do it. Now, when the weather is bad, I have I bought a spinning bike, so I can do some bike. But always, I mean, when I do cardio, it's something very constant. So I don't do HIIT, anything like this, because I already do it when I'm working out in the gym with the
Yeah.
weights. Yeah.
Cool. That's good. We just had a good question there from Load and Sports Massage. Is there any differences in your recovery process from now to when you started? Is your recovery changed?
Uh, it's hard to say because I still have the same split as before, so I'm not really able to see it. But the difference is that I use maybe more therapy than before, so that probably helps me now. The difference maybe is that I take way much more rest than before,
Yeah.
because when I was amateur, I was doing competitions, and this was very intense. So now I'm a pro. I just try to stay focused on 1 or 2 shows, and then I try to get a minimum, 5 months off, and then I can start to prep again. But yeah, it's pretty hard to say because I've started in 2012, and I've always kept the same constriction, you know.
Okay. Nice. Okay. What else do we have here? I think you answered this one earlier. It was how often do you train legs? I know you said you split it into quads and hamstrings. Is that just
Yeah.
2 sessions per week?
Yeah, I usually do hamstrings on Tuesday and quads the day after. But for example, now I'm not prepping, so I sometimes if I'm very tired, I try to do 1 leg session in the week. I just select maybe 1, 2 exercises for each part, and that's it. But when I'm prepping, I do every time separately. Yeah.
Do you do like glutes with hamstring, like posterior chain, or do you do it with quads, like push? Or
I never do glutes.
you don't do glutes?
Never.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. You know, when I do leg press, that's enough. My glutes is enough. I mean, big enough. So I just try not to do something specific on it. I try to do more abductors maybe or sumo squats when I'm prepping.
Okay.
But otherwise, I'm very basic. So just I stay focused on quads and hamstrings, and that's it.
Nice. Your glutes are big enough. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. All right. So what else do we have here? Oh, okay. So we've already had this one. Is how much does your training change during your off season and your prep? We've already had that one. Yeah, I asked you that, right?
Yeah, I can say it again. It's just I would say more volume when I'm in off season, and I reduce the volume when I'm reaching the day of the competition. So usually at 6, 5 weeks out, I try to reduce a bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
We've got.
still heavyweights.
So sorry.
No, just still heavyweights, of course. But
Always heavyweights.
yeah.
We've got another question on there. Do you ever face digestion issues? Yeah, I suppose I know when a lot of people take so much protein, they can have some issues. Is that something you face?
I never had any trouble with this, but one thing is sure, people they take way too much protein for sure. If I can give you an idea, when I'm prepping, I don't take more than 40 grams pure, I mean, protein, 40 grams for 1 meal, and I have 6, 7 meals maximum a day. So 40 grams, that's not so much. It's just 200 grams of chicken or fish. And I'm when I'm in off season, I'm 110, 12 kilos, and I'm very short. So it proves that's enough. I think people, they want to eat a lot of food, and they think that they would grow because they eat a lot of food. But you must go to the gym first, and you have to work out to create a need, and then you can eat more food, you know? And sometimes people, they do the opposite, and it's not how it works. So yeah, people, they have to go to the gym first and do intense workout, and then they will be more sensitive with food, and then they will be able to increase the quantity.
Yeah, that's good advice. Good advice. We've had another question in there. I don't quite understand it though. Anurag, sorry, if you still watching, if you could just rephrase that, I don't understand. How to make classes? I don't understand that. Do you understand that?
classes,
I understand the question.
like Zumba.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, like Zumba classes, yeah. Getting a lot of silly comments as well. Um, that's about breaking the pro scene. That was just changed. Oh, okay, so here's a good one. So in terms of long-term goals, you know, what are your current ambitions? What are you aiming for?
um, I would like to be the number one. I mean, that's the goal, of course. I know I have a lot of work to do. I think I did one of the most important work now. That means going to the Olympia. But
Yeah,
now I have to work a lot on my back. I had many feedback from the judges from Olympia, and they said, yeah, my back fitness, the overall condition, of course, and if I can get a bit more meat again, of course I take it. So that's the plan. But I don't want to fix something for next year, for example. I just try to see this in the long term, as you said, because we all know that this is something very long. I mean, it takes a life to do it. So I would like to be at least in the top 3 in the next 5-6 years. And if I can't do it, then I will probably change my plans. But for now, I just want to take a break for this year, just to let my body recover, to breathe a bit, and we'll come back probably in 2020.
nice. Okay, cool, exciting, man, exciting times.
Yeah.
Right. That's all the questions we had from our followers. I mean, anyone watching, feel free to send some questions in. Nicolas, is there anything you wanted to add? Is there anything you wanted to say to the guys watching?
Well, but people who follow me, they have to be passionate a bit and wait a bit to see me on stage again, because that's gonna be for next year. Right now, I'm doing a lot of seminars because just try to invest my time in a different way. So I'm traveling a lot. I have a seminar in Spain in 1 month now, in Gran Canaria. And I will do something. I have a big project in Mexico as well in October.
Cool.
I will do different. I will go in different cities for different seminars, boot camps, and yeah. I mean that's the thing I do now. So if people they are interested, you can come and say hello, of course. So
Cool.
that's a long trip, of course, but
Nice. Cool, man. That sounds like fun. We've got one more question there. What general health supplements do you recommend? So do you take multivitamins yourself, or fish oils, or?
yes, sometimes fish oil. I take Live 52 cysteine as well. What do I have to? Yeah, then I take different type of vitamins, vitamin E, D, C, NAC as well. I mean, it's still very basic, of course, but this is something I take when I'm really when I'm done with the competition, like now. And but usually, if you have a good nutrition, you don't need so many different stuff. So I'm very basic. You know.
So you'd advise sourcing it from your nutrition first, and then maybe just supplementing any gaps in your nutrition.
Yeah, supplements are here just to help you for to bring something more with the food. So if you don't have the food, sometimes it doesn't really make sense to invest money on a protein, for example, because I see many people because you know I'm working in the gym in my country, and I have many young guys. They come to me and say, "Yeah, which protein do I have to take to gain some muscle?" And the first question I ask is, well, what type of diet do you have? What I mean, and usually they tell me, we don't have any structure. And that's the first thing I'm trying to tell them. You must start to get an organization, maybe you 3-4 meals a day, and then you can add some supplements if you want to make it effective. But yeah.
Nice. That's really good advice. Nice. Cool. Okay. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I don't think we've got any more questions coming through. So yeah, all that's left to say, I suppose, is thank you very much, Nicolas. I really appreciate your time with us today. It's been
Thanks
great about your training and stuff. It's motivated me. I've got legs today, so I'm gonna go do legs.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate the interview and your time as well.
Fantastic. Nice one, mate. I'll hopefully speak to you soon again.
Yeah, same. So have a good day.
Lovely. All the best, mate. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.